Welcome back to Daytime. Well, this is some of the most beautiful edible art I have ever seen, and it is all courtesy of our guest, Lazaro Pacheco, who joins us. He is a fruit carver, among many other talents, I must say, but this is the one that really drew our attention to you in the first place, because we had somebody email us and say, okay, you've got to talk to Lazaro. He did some beautiful works for us, and you're not going to believe what he can do, what the man can do with fruit. And I got to ask you, Lazaro, how does somebody suddenly realize you can do all of this? What was it? Were you working with food in the first place and then started just playing around with it a little bit?
No, it was like 20 years ago in Cuba. I learned those few things, and then after I was creating my own ideas, and every day I do something, and sometimes I believe some of my ideas come, I don't know, from nothing, and sometimes I do things like this, and at the end I don't know why I do this. Like,
I got to tell you, I have so much respect for you, because I'm a person, unless I can see it in a magazine or see it right in front of me, I am not a visionary person. So to look at a cabbage or some type of fruit and think, oh, I could make that into a bird, would never dawn on me. But for you, it was really, I guess, just trial and error, starting to work with the foods and do a little bit of carving and see what worked and what didn't.
Yeah, sometimes I do my own designs in the paper, but sometimes my ideas go through it. What I do, I'm at home, and it's just brought a fruit, and right away start doing it, because I know a few minutes after we began, and I can do it again.
See, this is the difference between you and me. When my kids come home from school, they expect, a fruit and a cookie. When your kids come home from school, they want roses and animals and things designed for them to eat, because Dad is just like that.
Especially my daughter Talia, just watching us now. She's really enjoyed what I'm doing with fruit and vegetables. I believe she will be my next.
Well, and she's going to be the healthiest kid in the block, because that's one thing we know about kids. If you can make it a little bit interesting for them, they'll eat it. They'll try any fruit, any vegetable. If you can put a little bit of fun in it for them,
they will eat it, yeah.
So now we're going to have parents calling you saying, okay, can you design my child's after-school snack for me, because I can't get him to eat broccoli. But really, where your designs have hit a chord in this area, I was with the whole community for weddings, and this would be a beautiful alternative and a beautiful centerpiece for weddings.
Yeah, especially for a Portuguese community. I work a lot with Classical Restaurant and Portuguese Club, and I do a lot of these designs for pre-night tables, and the people get impressed a lot.
It's beautiful. Do they come to you with ideas, or do they sort of rely on you to say, okay, this would be wonderful, this would be beautiful?
Some of them, they already saw my other ideas I make in all the weddings past, and they say, I want this again. But sometimes what I do is like make a surprise to them, and I create my own, and that's the way they're getting impressed.
Because with this type of work, it's not like you can have a bride and groom in 2 weeks in advance and say, this is what I created for your wedding. When you do something like this for a wedding or a special event, I'm assuming it has to be, or at least most of the work has to be done day of the event.
Sometimes the day before, sometimes same day, 4 or 5 hours.
Wow.
I work quickly, depending what kind of design coming through my mind. But sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's kind of a bit difficult. But
so for what you did, and I know this was all fresh, you did this for us today. So for what you've done in the display for us, how long did it take you to put this together?
I start 6 o'clock in the morning today.
Now I feel guilty for getting you up early, Lazaro, but thank you.
So I try to make this kind of design, since next month is Valentine's Day.
Right.
So and anyone getting
and you know what? Now I have another idea. Wouldn't it be a great idea, instead of the traditional bouquet of flowers, to get an edible bouquet like this?
Oh yeah.
That would be
Definitely.
great. Well, and you'll be able to work with people on that, because you've got your session coming up at Zares in the Laurentian Center on January 30th. So if people wanted to start to get their own ideas and what they could do for Valentine's Day. That's why I encourage
the people to come over to enjoy me in that 1 to 4 at Laurentian Plaza, the Zares store.
So is it going to be hands-on? People will have the opportunity to work with you. You'll do a little bit, they'll do a little bit, and you'll work together?
I think that's the way the people learn, because you just do yourself and you just people watching, they don't learn nothing. It's like, they have to go through to the staff.
Could you even teach me?
Yes, why not?
I'm the toughest student you're ever going to have, because I am at all artistic.
You want to make a flower of strawberry?
I'm so glad you picked the smallest fruit on there, because I was expecting I'm going to have to do this whole huge watermelon. And have it done in 3 minutes. Okay, so
Yeah.
this is going to be a flower?
A flower, it's just
Okay, so he says it's just. He doesn't know me.
just
Okay.
make a first cut
First cut, we're just
Okay.
going,
and pull it back. There you go. Yeah.
okay.
Next one.
Same
just-
thing just over here?
Yeah.
Okay,
And just
and
pull
how
it
deep
back.
do we go? Not too deep?
Yeah, it's just like that. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay,
Next one is about 4.
we're gonna do about 4 of them.
Yeah,
Okay. Now I'm thinking I maybe cut my first petal too big.
that's okay.
That's okay?
That's okay for you at the beginner.
It's okay for you, Susan. For everybody else, but for you it's
Yeah.
okay. So I'm going to do a 4th one over here
Yeah,
then?
the 4th one.
Yeah, I really did cut that first one too big, I think.
Ah, that's okay.
There we go.
You're cool. You're better than the other guy I know.
We better be quiet. He might be listening.
That's okay. That's it.
There we go.
That's the one.
Okay.
I just used the toothpick and let's pretend to be a flower.
Mine is pretending to be a flower, as a matter of fact. But that's great. You know, and
Yeah,
that
it's
would be
kinda
simple.
simple.
That would be an easy one that you could just do at home, and you're putting out the fruit tray for the family or whatever, but
Yeah.
just jazz it up a little bit and put something on.
Even with watermelons or cabbage like that, you just put the toothpick first all over and you do the flowers and just put one beside
Okay,
the
but-
others. Yeah.
Okay, here's the difference. Can we do guess which one Lazaro did, and guess which one Susan did? Let's take a look at this. Yeah, I think you kind of know.
Yeah, I did this.
Mine's got a droopy petal. Yeah, you wanted to put the disclaimer on that pretty quickly. But this I could practice. This I
Yeah,
could do
yeah,
at home
but
and do it. Or
You're hiring, so
Or I could practice with you.
Oh, right.
That's right. When
you
your
can come
sessions
over
up.
to next week to the workshop if you want.
That's right, and it's happening at Zares. It's in the Laurentian Power Center, which is 750 Ottawa Street, corner of Ottawa and Strasbourg, in that
Yes.
area. You're going to be there in the community room, and people need to register for this,
Yes.
right? Right?
They
And
have
is this the finishing project for them at the end of the night? Or maybe this is.
Yes.
But whatever, you'll get to do some hands-on and learn to do some beautiful fruit carving, just like you do. That's amazing.
Thank you.
I love the work that you do. I'm going to eat my flower and keep yours over here in the display, okay? Thank you, Lazaro.
You're welcome.
Okay, we're
Thank
back
you.
in a moment. He loves me. He loves me not. Stay with us.